All right, Ian. GameStop is in a tough place.
Are they?
And that's just me saying that. You know who's saying that, Ian? Not just random people on YouTube.
Dr. GameStop.
That's GameStop CEO George Sherman.
Dr. GameStop Sherman.
Auto parts guy, George.
Says the company is in a tough place and needs to make some changes to keep up with the video game industry.
See them changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself.
Stuff did not go well for them. 14.3 global sales dropped 14.3% to 1.3 billion in the second quarter. Hardware declined 41.1%, which
That's to be expected.
That's to be expected. It's the end of the current
Cycle.
So that's not that odd. And then software sales dropped 5.3% as Nintendo Switch titles grew.
Net loss of $415.3 million net loss for the second quarter. One quarter this year.
That's insane. It's not limited. Now you're just hitting buttons to hit buttons.
Yes. We're at the end of the console cycle, Sherman told CNN Business Wednesday. Gaming as an industry could not be stronger. It's us that needs to pivot. It's GameStop that needs to make some changes. Here's the issue, though, is that the industry being stronger doesn't mean that GameStop can be stronger, because the industry, like I said, is changing, and none of those changes benefit GameStop at all.
Yeah, not at all.
None of them do.
The focus to more digital does not benefit them.
More mobile gaming,
shape or form,
doesn't benefit. Cloud gaming does not benefit.
I think cloud gaming is probably got a ways to go. I don't think Stadia.
Sure, but any subscription service, Apple, any other way to play games besides on physical media
is bad for
GameStop.
Yep.
Which is now like becoming the vast majority of way to play games. It just is. So, it's funny because I see people, and they're closing between 180 200 stores by February.
Yeah.
Which is still not, I mean, I think there's still over 5,000 stores nationwide.
3,000, I think. I'll have to look.
Okay. I thought it was over 5,000. But it's still not good. So what that means is that they've already identified stores that they know that, okay, we can probably, you don't want to close the stores before the holiday season, because obviously that's when you make more money. But they still know they're not making money right now there. So, all right. But this is where it gets weird, and this is where it gets into weird business talk that's just BS. I've been in the business world. I've heard it.
Man, you might. It says 6,100 here. That's up to date.
Okay. I heard it was like between 5,500 and 6,000, but okay, nationwide. And that includes obviously the EB games they bought and whatever else that's still labeled not GameStop. They're all GameStops. That's part of brick and mortar retail today, said Sherman. Part of being a good retailer is you're not trying to hold on to every store. No, that's just trying to be a good business person. If you're a good retailer, you won't overextend to that point where you have to close up a ton of stores,
right,
and lay off, over 100 people in corporate. Obviously, GameStop was doing well at some point, but the strategy as a business isn't just we'll just blanket the world with our stores like Starbucks does, and eventually even Starbucks has to close stores because they're not making any profit on some of their stores. The fact that locally here we had 2 stores within 5 minutes of each other was unneeded. It was unneeded.
Oh, we had one on Midway Drive and then one 3 blocks away on the corner of Midway Drive and Rosecrans.
Down the street.
We had 2 in one shopping mall. At one point in time, Vonnie says there was 3 in the same shopping mall.
That's insane. So Obviously, this is a new CEO. We got to give him some time. He arrived in April and May. We got to give him some time to turn this around. But again, this is a sinking ship. There's been 4 or 5 different CEOs in the last few years. I mean, because when you look at it, what did I sign up for? Oh, this is bullshit. I'm just gonna go away and just retire, and just thanks for the signing bonus. Now leave. Unless you got to get a vested signing bonus, probably, if you were smart running a business. You can't just give someone a signing bonus and leave in 3 months. The 5th leader since November 2017. 5 people, Ian, within 2 years. 5 CEOs.
That's
within 2.5 years, really.
That's wild.
That's a lot of awkward quarterly calls.
Yeah. So,
Oh, he did work at Best Buy and Target and Home Depot before. But again, those are different spaces than video games. You can't have a digital hammer.
Right.
That I know about.
This is what we've been talking about since day one when they talked about how he could, he revitalized, AutoZone. You can't go online and rent some car wax. You need to go buy that car wax.
You can't do cloud washing machines. You got to go to Best Buy and buy a washing machine.
Yeah, some things are physical that there's always going to be a market for, maybe not in brick and mortar, because a lot of these things you can do online now, but plenty of people will still go and like, you know what, I need to get something for my car. I'm going to stop at AutoZone Parts Plus, boys.
There's not going to be a subscription service for clothing anytime soon that I know about. Maybe there is, but I don't want people's dirty clothes. There probably is for like high-end clothes. That sounds disgusting. You don't want a subscription service for tidy whities. You just don't.
Okay.
That doesn't seem like a good idea. Maybe Ian's like, maybe we can build that business, Ian. Completely unnecessary underwear.
Anyways, I want to cap off what I have to say here with just my favorite little bit of
business talk,
business speak here. At the end here, we make no bones about it. The next 3 to 4 quarters, from a sales standpoint, will be a difficult one. And this is the very end of the console cycle, said Sherman. But here we go. Get ready. This one knocks it out of the park.
I got it. Okay, I love this stuff.
But we're bullish on a rebound.
We're bullish.
We're bullish on a rebound.
That means absolutely nothing, by the way. We're hopeful, optimistic for a rebound. Then they talk to people that know what's going on in this article, like Joost van Drunen, co-founder of Superdata. He says GameStop's fate has long been tied to the alleged demise of console gaming. I have no doubt that Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo continue to look to GameStop as an integral part of their marketing and sales strategy over the next few years. Well, that's BS because they don't have to anymore. I think if you're Microsoft, Sony, the only thing you're looking at GameStop to do is to maybe help promote new console launches. But for new game launches, you don't need GameStop to do shit. For new games,
no.
The marketing is way beyond retail stores when it comes to marketing new games. Joost van Drunen, I think Superdata, a co-founder, I think that's wishful thinking 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Social media, Twitter, influencers on Twitch and YouTube, those are the people that promote your new products for you.
Yeah.
GameStop running commercials and putting out your Sunday circular ad, that's 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's not doing anything.
That might have worked in the 360 era. That's not going to work in the Xbox 2 era, whatever the next console is going to be. So that's silly. GameStop predominantly relies on selling physical copies of video games, which made up 22.2% of its sales in the most recent quarter. The company could benefit if physical copies become more convenient to use the digital copies. That's not going to happen. It's just that boat has sailed.
Yeah, at some point we need to stop pretending like these things are going to be the case. Yeah. Okay, well, yes, sure, that is something that would help save them, but it's not going to happen. So think something else. There's no way to make a physical copy just as convenient. God, the amount of bullshit talk that just comes out of their mouths.
Well, I mean, you have to have a business. You can't just say, give shareholders, you can't just say, we're fucked. You can't tank your stock price. But at the same time, I mean, you have to just... I think this is interesting that if they're already planning on if they already identified now 200 underperforming stores, that's going to be, I think, the minimum. Because if they have out of their whatever 5,000 stores remaining, 6,000 stores, what if then another 1,000 stores don't make up the profit? This could be a lot worse. This is when you're already pre-announcing stores closing. First of all, that's bad for employees overall to know that, oh, yeah, by February my job's going to be gone, and we don't know what jobs at what store, because they're not going to say up front probably. Hey, they'll probably tell you like a month before. They're not going to tell you now. They're not going to tell you 5 months beforehand when you're going to be out of work. That's kind of weird to do that. But maybe they will for a few. But this could be 1,000 stores by February, and by next summer. This is not going to be just a trickle. This could be like 20%.
I mean, it's never what they say.
It's never what exactly. Thank you, Ian. It's never what they say. The fact that they have to come out and say this to their shareholders now means that it's going to be worse.
Yeah.
It's almost never better. Oh, silly ass. We only got to close 20 stores, not 200. That never, almost never.
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know. With how quickly things have spiraled out of control with GameStop already, this story is going to be very different in a month.
This is my favorite sales quote from this interview, because even I, in my semi-coherent business knowledge, don't know what this means. If you look at the trend of sales over the last several years, selling general administrative costs didn't move with sales. So we had a cost structure we had to address. We found it unpleasant, but we needed to do it. Is that a fancy way of saying we didn't fire enough people over the past several years? I think that's what that means. Is that what that means?
I guess. I don't know.
Selling general admin costs didn't move with... I think that's what it means. We're slow to fire people that we should have. I think that's what that means.
All right.
Okay, but that's a really weird way of saying it. We had too many people working with us, and we're losing hundreds of millions of dollars now. Oh man.